water.
Okay, so the first trail we're going to do is Dale's Trail. Now, according to the map, it should be right over here, but to give you guys an idea so you can find it a little easier yourself, there is the head office, the front office at main camp, and over here, that is the restaurant in back there. That's the driveway to the restaurant, and the map shows that Dale's Trail is just up here. Let's check it out. Right, and so here you see the sign. That is the entrance to Dale's Trail, which, as I said, is just past that entrance to the restaurant here. So if you're looking for it, this is a really easy one to find. Just park at main camp and head to the left of the restaurant. The sign is small, but the main sign is right there to give you another idea of where we are. So you just come right in here. Let's start hiking. Looks like we have been faced with an obstacle, but Willow is showing us a little path here people have created to go around it.
Walking the spider webs, right at eye level. Nicholas!
All right, and we're just coming out of the trail here. Now, I will say, there are parts of that trail that are really overgrown, not that well marked. It let us in, we got off the trail a couple of times and got a little muddy, but we finished the trail. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody who's looking for like an easy hike, just because of the hard to navigate markers and stuff, but that's the end point there. Okay, so as you saw with Dale's Trail, things went a little off kilter, a little off course. We did have a bit of a hard time finding the markers for the trail. When we tried to navigate, we wound up off the trail until we pulled all trails out, realized we were off the trail, wound up in a bit of a muddy mess. After that, we decided we were just kind of done hiking for the time being. We actually went, showered, went out for a beer. Shout out to Haliburton Highlands Brewing. They are pet friendly and we had a great experience there. But now we're going to check out the other two trails that are free here at Haliburton Forest, and that is the Forestry Walk and John's Trail. Now these two trails do connect, so you can get off of one of them onto the next. So we are going to start on the Forestry Walk, then we'll take you guys on John's Trail and we'll show you where the start is for each of those. Now we are parked in the same spot here at main camp, so to spin around, the restaurant is behind me. A reminder from the last one that down here is where you enter Dale's Trail. This time we have to cross across over to where the sled dog area is. So we will be taking that path right there across to take you to the Forestry Walk. Let's go, buddy. Okay, so as you come up to the end of that little path I just showed you, you'll see there's two signs. One is to do the Forestry Walk. It tells you to go over that way towards the sled dog area. And then in John's Trail, it's over this way. That's the other end of John's Trail, so that's where we're going to come out. But we are going to start off heading over there to the Forestry Walk. Now, you might recognize this one. This is a hike that we have done on previous trips, and we included with the older two pups. Come here, Loose. He's excited about the sound of the sled dogs, but it is one that we included on our last video. of Haliburton with Dav and Indy. Now we're going to take this little man back and introduce his sister. So let's go. Okay, so we are getting relatively close to the end of the Forestry Walk, and you come to this here sign. Now what this says is if we head down this direction, we can finish the last little section of the Forestry Walk. Or we can head up here and start off on John's Trail. Now if you take John's Trail and you start at the other end, which is the sign that I showed earlier, it was leading you to the trailhead on the other end, it would come out here, and to finish off John's Trail, you would actually go down the end of the Forestry Walk. So rather than doing them both completely separately, we are going to head off on trail number 3 of the 3 free trails at Haliburton Forest, and we're going to take John's Trail.
My trail.
Let's go! Okay, and here is the end of the trail leading up to one of the structures here. You can see that there's a sign here, so if you were choosing to start the John's Trail on the other end, you just look for this side structure, which is, I believe it's called the Astronomy Dome or something like that. And there is your start of your trail. But that is the 3 trails that are listed as complimentary at Haliburton Forest. So now that we've shown you all 3, there's just a few things we want you to think about when deciding which of these trails, or if you're going to do all of them, but which is the best fit for you and your pet. First of all, if you or your pet is concerned about mobility, let's say there's some mobility issues, it's a senior dog, those kind of situations, the Forestry Walk is by far the best of the 3. Yeah. By far. John's Trail over here is really well marked. It is, I would still say, a very easy trail, but there are some rough terrain moments. Like at one point you cross a stream on some rocks. Things like that might make it hard for some pets. Lucifer's trying to tie me up in the leash here. And then Dale's Trail, as you guys know, we found that it got really grown in areas, and it is really, really easy to get kind of off the trail and into the muck. If you have All Trails, so you can follow the All Trails app to get around, You can still do that one. It is still a feasible trail. However, be prepared for the fact that it's not going to be the easy hike that you might be looking for if you do have to worry about mobility issues or something like that. It is very rugged in some points. You're almost bushwhacking. Even when we were showing as being on the trail and seeing like trail markers, we still felt like we were bushwhacking. But that can still be fun for some people. So it really depends on the type of trail you're looking for at the time. And as John said, bring right footwear because it's muddy. But that is it. That is the 3 complimentary, as they're listed on the Haliburton Forest website, trails. So there's Dale's Trail, Forestry Walk, and John's Trail. That is far from the total trails here at Haliburton Forest. We have been on several. If you go back to our Haliburton Forest review, you'll see the Normac Trail, which is one that Lucifer and I did and absolutely love. But there are so many trails here to explore. It is well worth paying for a day pass or coming camping to get the rest of them. But if you're in the area and you're looking for a quick free hike, check it out. And if you are not subscribed to us, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get a notification when we post videos. We share camping locations, hiking locations, advice, tips and tricks for camping and hiking with your dog or cat. We are so excited to have you join us on our adventures. And we're off to the campsite. There's a campfire waiting.
And beer.